Pimping for you today, today and every day. Yesterday is now, and now I wear the crown. Pimping you today, so you can find your way. I am a brand new star. I'll show you how I are. Now, hey, I just want to get back to all the people right now and let you know that I am God's pimp. And what I'm going to do for you like no other pimp, I'm going to read to you. See, the preachers say they are the preachers. But the preachers, that's something that they do. They pre-aching you about what you can't do and blah, blah, and what happened in the past. You already don't have a past. You have a now. And every day you come back here, you in the now. And when you disconnect and you not coming back, you come back in another body. And because the body's not in a tribal setting, it's able to be divided, separated, you see, and be, with no rules and regulations. But I'm going to start and I'm going to read the Bible because a lot of people have not read the Word. This is our Word. Now some people try to translate it so you can be mistakenly misled. But God's pimp's going to show you what's going on. But first I want to say, and I want you to say to yourself, and then I want you to say out loud, say hallelujah. Say hallelujah. If you can say hallelujah inside, you can wake up your spirit inside. So say hallelujah. And say hallelujah so you can get the evil spirits out your house. Say hallelujah so you can pray for the children that the yellow bus came and got. Yes, the yellow bus. Okay? The yellow bus. They came and got your children. So you sat at the bus stop and you cried because you didn't know why. Or maybe you delivered your child to the daycare. Do they really care? How many times have we seen abuse? And what is abuse? Abuse is it's like Abba. It's like father. Abba being used, abused. But who's this Abba? Who's this fat her? Who's this mamacita? Who is this mamma mia? Who is the mother, your other? Oh, Pimp Daddy's going to show you. Pimp Daddy's going to read to you today the Bible because many people don't know what the Bible is. They say Holy Bible, Holy Bible. They say be instructions before leaving earth. Whatever. Your pleasure. I'm going to read to you right now about this Bible. Genesis, the gene of Isis. Isis and Osiris. This goes all the way to Egypt, which they call Kemet. So I'm considered a high priest, a pimp, God's pimp. But on another scale, I'm an Egyptian Israelite. An Egyptian Israelite coming to you in its pure state of perfection. And what is a pimp? A pimp is the priest internationally motivating people on a global scale. That 144,000 that you thought was a figment of your imagination until you took my toys, which we call flying saucers, and you utilize it for your everyday greed. So what you can do now is you listen to the words of what was written for now, what is always going to be the now for you to know, which is now. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was moving over the faces of the water. And said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning, one day. Evening, morning, one day. Evening, right? Which is after evening and morning, one day. So the day started off in the evening, and then the morning, one day. Day is D-A-Y, which is Y-A-D, which is Yad, which is the hand. Okay? And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let there separate the waters from the heavens. And God made the firmament and separate the waters which was under the firmament from the waters which was above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And there was evening and there was morning, a second day. So as the sun rotated, or the earth rotated, or how everything was intertwining, they called it a hand. For the works of the hosts of the spirits that they call angels today, Elohims today, Nezarene today. What do you call it? Because depends on what your language or the language and the reference of the landscape for the pictures, for the files, for the memory that's within, for the now, that you will be able to figure out what's going on. It's like having an old computer or a new computer. It's like having the technology. How much RAM do you have in your brains? You see, because the brain just sends out the signals. But where does the signal go? Well, the head is the antenna. How much antenna do you have? We're going to keep it moving. And God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together in one place. Okay? The waters, let the waters under heavens be gathered together in one place, and let the dry land appear. So boom, pop up the dry land, pop up the water, boom, dry land, dry land. So this continental drift and all that, because you see the top of the earth, and they say the continental drift, no, it's one land mass. The maps that you have today is inaccurate. They're used as shapes create illusion, so they don't want to give you illusion of control. But when the supernatural, the mudslides and things start happening, you know, they're out of control. When the lightning and thunder, everybody runs back into the cave. Now the cave could be your apartment that they made from the hills, from the cement, from the wood, the trees. See, cave, cavern, dwelling, same thing. So people, if you was in the caves of Europe, or if you were in them high-rise building that's made out of the bricks from the mountains, from the caves, and they put them together with brick and mortar, it's the same caves. You see, in these caves, you won't be able to run from this new school and this new pimp for God. Not a priest, not a preacher that's affiliated with, they call institution of religion. Forget that. We have a way of life that's ever evolving. Actually, the fact that I'm God's pimp is the product of the renewal stages after 25,000 years, which is the circumference of the earth, as we renew our high story. You see? And from the bottom to the top, we flip it. And that's what the 2012 is all about. 2012 is about you as a womb man getting up. You see? It's 1, 2, 1, 2. Or 2, 0, 1, 2. Which is Ba, cipher, knowledge, Ba. So what is that to you? What is that to me? It will be explained as we move along. So basically, it gets back to say God called the dry land earth, and the waters he gathered, that was gathered together, he called the seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth put forth vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit in which there the seeds, according to its kind, upon the earth. Okay, so actually, that is a bad translation, but King James scholars, they just want to rule forever, and they're not. Because when you have